Coming to you from Milwaukee, Wisconsin by way of Stone Mountain, Georgia. Birthed by the great state of South Carolina is the Bryant Land Country Podcast. Your place for any and everything in hunting, fishing, sports, and outdoor related, with heavy doses of randomness, guests, and an all-around good time. Here's your host, proud Gamecock, South Carolina forever, AB3.
All right, now what's happening, everybody? Glad to be back with y'all for another episode. I know last week I didn't record a episode or put out an episode for you guys, so I'm excited. I got a brand new episode. I got an interview for you guys, and I am happy just to be back in the number one more again, as they say in the old church. Just happy to be back in the number one more time. Glad to be back here on the Bryant Land Country Podcast. The BLCP is back, baby. Hope you guys have gotten off to a great start in your hunting seasons, whether it's deer. I've seen some people on my timeline getting some early waterfowl done up in Wisconsin and areas like that. So I hope you guys have got off to a great start, killing bucks, killing a lot of does, knocking birds down, folks getting out, enjoying the outdoors. I love to see it. See it all up and down my timeline. I, unfortunately, haven't been able to enjoy the outdoors as much as I have in the past. Just a quick update. I had some health challenges that kept me from getting the podcast done last week, and then kind of laid me up, put me on the shelf, if you will, from going out and doing some deer hunting. But the good thing is we got those things corrected. We got me back on track, back to work, back out in the field, back out in the woods, doing things that I love to do on those ATVs, and getting a couple of deer hunts in. So just glad that I'm past that and can move on and move forward. I will say this, just as a word to all the men folk out there: go to the doctor, get your tests, get your screenings, whatever case may be, cholesterol, blood pressure, whatever. Make sure you get your cancer screenings done. Guys, just go. Preventative care is the best care. Well, I'm not going to get too preachy. I have enough people surrounding me, and there's enough stuff out there with people that are preaching, about lifestyle and drinking water, or as I like to call it, liquid air, and trying to get us to go vegan and all this other stuff. Man, just take care of yourself. Just make sure you're getting your screenings, you're taking your doctor visits. Make sure, you keep it on top. If you got medications, make sure you keep it on top of those, man, because the bottom line is when you're laid up in a hospital, or you're laid up and on the shelf and you can't get out there and hunt, those opportunities that are going to pass you by. So you can't hunt when you're on the shelf, and that's the bottom line on that. So just glad to be back, glad to be on the microphone, recording the podcast. Like I said, we're going to get out, get some deer hunting done, get back to work. So just happy to be back.
Bryant Land.
Like I said, I got a guest for y'all this week. It is Jeff Caldwell, JA Caldwell, as I call him, or as he goes by on the Instagram and Facebook. Now, JA is a mutual friend of mine and Ken Brown. We all kind of met on social media. We all kind of talk on social media, maybe text a little bit, or message each other back and forth about different things just that we see in different strategies and jokes and stuff like that. But Jay is a good dude, landscaper by trade. We always have good conversations. We actually did something a while back when I first was getting the Bryant Land thing off the ground, the brand and everything off the ground, and we did something that never came to fruition, or I never could do anything with it. But I got a chance to talk to him and have a conversation with him. So I'm glad that we were able to record a podcast. We go about 58 minutes. So that's always, plenty of time to get some things in and have a great conversation. So this week, like I said, JA Caldwell, I'm not going to banter along too much. I am going to fall back and roll sound and let you guys listen to my conversation with JA Caldwell here on the BLCP, the Bryant Land Country Podcast.
Bryant Land.
Man, it is always a treat to get to talk to one of the more underrated deer hunters in the state of South Carolina. And I say underrated in my opinion because you are not very flashy with it. If you really wasn't paying attention or don't talk to you or you wouldn't know that you be out there slaying deers, as they say in the country. Jeff, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on, man. Last time we talked, had a good conversation and everything, but this is a new year and new deer to shoot.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? New deer, new endeavors, doing new things. We talked, I think, maybe about a year and a half ago when I was trying to get some stuff off the ground, and I kind of pinpointed you as one of the people that I wanted, to talk to, but, how things happen, it really just didn't manifest or didn't work out the way that it was supposed to. But, now, like you said, we got a new time and a new chance to talk, and we can cover a few things, and it'll be awesome. So I appreciate you taking the time.
No, thanks for remembering me.
How's the
social media makes it hard to miss out on people, but you get busy.
Well,
tied up.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you paying attention, and I take enough time out of my day, kind of go through social media and kind of look at stuff and check out stuff and just see what's going on and what people are doing and whatnot. So you were one of the people that kind of popped. We got like mutual friends, your boy Ken up there in the upstate of South Carolina. So having like those mutual friends and stuff, even through social media, you kind of watch and see and what's going on. And like I said, man, you've been out there. I think the first year we talked, I think like a year and a half ago, like I said, you knocked down 2 130s in the season up there in South Carolina. And that was were both with a bow, right? Or were they gun?
One bow, other gun.
Okay. And then last weekend before last, you took down another pretty good size one. You had a chance to get that one scored yet?
No, I wasn't going to get that one scored, but it was a good 8. I don't know if you can, during the podcast, you can pop a picture of it up or something as you show it. But yeah, it was a good 8, about 170 pounds.
Well, so, I usually wait till the end, but we can always start promotion early and often. So tell people where they can go and find it and look at it.
You can find my hunting Instagram page. It's ja.caldwell, and that's JA and .Caldwell, CALDWELL, and that's on the Instagram. So I post most of my hunting pictures and everything else on that page. So you can keep up, see what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I usually don't put too many pointers on there because I don't want everybody killing stuff like me.
Man, go ahead with that. Man. You can't hoard all the information, but that's come to be expected from you upstate guys. That's how you upstate South Carolina guys are, just kind of hoard all the secrets and stuff to yourself. But that's fine because I'm going to pull some of that stuff out of you in a minute. But before we get back into all of that, man, how's the landscaping business? Because you've been doing some heavy landscaping. Like I always see your pictures and stuff, and I'm like, man, whenever I get my shit together, I'm gonna call this guy and see if I can get him to come out here and scape me out a nice yard.
Yeah, we stay pretty busy and everything. We used to do a lot of lawn maintenance as far as cutting, but then it's just switched it up to the landscaping part. That way you do bigger jobs in less time. You get what I'm saying? You make more.
Yep.
You make more I can't say I didn't pull my boat out all year, all summer. It never touched the water not one time.
What?
So that's that busy. So with that being said, I never miss hunting season. So that's my slow time. So that's the main reason why I'm able to get big deer, because I'm out there almost every day. So I got the time to get out there and scout and do what I need to do.
Now, are you combining activities in the summer, like some of the places where you doing your landscaping job and whatnot? Does that help you in any way with some of your with your deer hunting later on?
Well, I won't say that the actual landscaping does, but when it comes to planting plots and everything like that, I know exactly the mix to put down to get stuff to grow. So that's one upside of being a landscaper and a hunter. The right fertilizers and soil tests and everything to do without being wasteful with your money, buying stuff that's not going to work in the right times to plant. So that's one thing that helps out.
Man, because I don't know if you heard of it, going back and forth on the last couple of podcasts, just talking about, like food plots and doing, food plots and whatnot. And the biggest thing that I've been telling people and whatnot is just getting that soil right and making sure, you get your test done. Because in my infinite wisdom, when I first started, I just dug up the ground, turned it up real good, and then threw some seeds down there, threw some fertilizer, and then let everything else work. And I did that amount of work, and I got that amount of results. Now that I've gotten a little bit more advanced in doing, and have done some research and whatnot, I've been able to put a better blend and buy better seeds, and like you said, be more purposeful with your resources to get the results that you want.
Yeah, because we already don't have too much time because of work and everything. So you got to make your time count. And I can tell everybody that's listening, you can never put enough lime in your plot.
Okay,
so with that being, with us being in the South, grounds, acidic clay and everything. So I always tell everybody when they ask me, even for their yards, if you don't have the time to get out to get an actual soil test, you can never go wrong with liming.
Okay, so because it's funny because I was talking about this, and I remember the first bag of like throw and grow that I got, and they were like, yeah, you can just throw it down, whatever, go for it, whatever you want. But if you want to put some effort into it, turn the ground over, or if you don't have time to get a soil test, I think the bag said anywhere, I think it said like 500 pounds, or like, it was some outrageous number of lime. They was like, you can
you don't have to do that, but they got quick release lime that gets there quick, so you don't have to break the bank buying all that stuff. And like I say, you just got to be purposeful with it when you're doing it, because you got money you got to buy broadheads and everything else that costs $60 a pack.
Man, I saw and I saw it, and I was like, wait a minute. Nobody's putting 500 pounds. Like, who is getting, like, unless you some kind of like industrial farmer, like, but average every day. And it would be so funny to me because it would be like these simple little like 5-pound bags of like seed or whatever, like a backwoods plot or something like that, like grow like in the deep woods or something like that. And so on the packet, it would be like little equipment needed. But then you flip it over on the back, and they're like, well, if you want, maximum results, then, you come in with this kind of fertilizer and then this much lime. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, this don't add up. Like, this can't be right. So,
yeah. But I tell most people, the thing is, when it comes to hunting, just sometimes you just climb up in the tree as high as you can and just look. Because the deer's going to tell you which way they're going and where they're at. Right. And then you get up high, you can see the trails and everything else. Because once the acorns start falling, and corn and all that, that's not going to work.
Right. All that other stuff kind of becomes obsolete.
You gotta get out there and just look and listen, and find your signs, your scrapes, rubs, and go from there.
Now, when you say get up high, what's high for you? How high are you hunting up there?
I usually from 20 to 25 feet in my climber.
You go up 25 in the climber?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, me and Ken, we get. Well, Ken, he switched the lock ons, but when I climb, I like to get up because where I hunt, it's basically like a mountainous area, but not really. It's a lot of hills and stuff. So the higher you get up, the more you can see,
Right.
especially when rifle season comes around.
Right. Yep. Man, y'all high five
Yeah,
God up there.
Yeah, pretty much. So that way, I don't need to be worrying about scent too much when I'm up that high, because especially rifle season, by the time they know something up, it's too late.
Yeah. Jesus, 25 high.
But my little honey hole spot is an old farmhouse, and it never lets me down. I basically turned the old farmhouse into a blind, and that's where I get, I would say, a good percentage of my big deer out of there.
Both rifle and with a bow?
Well, with the bow, for one, and I was in my stand in my climber, not probably 30 yards from that spot. So I have my spots for big deer on one property, and then we got some more property down in Lawrence County. That's about 80 acres.
Oh, wow.
I've killed some big ones down there. Actually, at 10-point weight, about 210, 215 in between there. So
Joker eating good.
Yeah, I don't know what they're eating, but most of this stuff is natural.
Yeah. I was about to say.
But Lawrence County is known for having some of the bigger deer in South Carolina.
I saw that. Matter of fact, when I was talking to Ken a few months back, I was surprised at how many of the top deer are from around in that area up there. Like you would have never, or at least me, I would have never have thought that, because like I always used to hear about like the low country and like the swamp donkeys in the low country, and like, you know, the big deer that's hiding down in them swamps and stuff, you know, like down in Charleston, all those areas, or the rural part of those areas, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was floored when I started looking at the numbers and the data from the deer and where they were coming from in South Carolina.
Yeah, now that they're switching up the tagging rules, it kind of makes it a little better because people were just mowing them down, and now it seems like people are taking more of a conscious effort to let them grow to get to size.
No, when you say switching up the tagging rules, what specifically did they switch up?
I know this year they gave us, I think, 2 buck tags.
Okay.
Anytime. Well, no, yeah, 2 buck tags, and after you get the 2, you can buy as many as you want, I believe. But with the doe, they used to have doe days.
You're right.
For
Okay.
the state of South Carolina. Now you can take a doe any day, because it's guys, you know, everybody's working, doesn't have time. So the doe day might be on a Saturday where you got to go to a Little League football game or something like that, and you can't go.
Right.
So the next time you go, it's not doe day. So it's just getting overpopulated with deer. So I think that's the reason why they kind of switched that up, so to thin some of them out, because there's too many around here.
Yeah, because even here, I've always marveled at the numbers compared to other parts in the country. Like we get 10 does here in Georgia, just 10 anytime, and then you get your 2 bucks, and then obviously, you know, they split up like your archery and your black powder and your rifle and stuff like that. But as far as the tags, you get 2 buck and then 10 does, and I always used to think it's just like, man, like you have to be really doing a lot of hunting and mowing down to get 10 does in a season.
Well, hey, it's guys that do it every year up here. Just after you run through your tags, you can buy more. That's the thing here. You can keep buying them.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha. Yeah, that's. Whew. They don't never see the inside of a grocery store, at least not for meat. Yeah. So now you were talking about like your climber and then the little blind that you make out of the farmhouse. Like, what's your preference? Do you prefer being up that high, or you just kind of depends on, you know, what the day gives you?
Early season, I like to stay in the blind just because the deer are still in groups, so you can see a lot and not worry about spooking them. Because it's been times, last time I hunted, I posted a video on Facebook. I believe I counted about 13, 14 right in front of me.
Right.
So they had no clue I was there. So that lets you see exactly what's in the area without spooking them. And you don't have to take anything that day. You can just let them leave and you creep out your blind. Versus once the leaves fall, that's when I'll say that's when I like to be up there because I can see further and get a better vantage point of deer trying to cross creek bottoms or the hillsides.
Right. Yeah, that's something else that I'm working on, adding to my arsenal. I finally got my climber. I just got to get out there.
What type of climber do you use? I got to buy a new one because I'm not trying to kill myself because I already be up high. So...
Yeah, that's usually part of the equation, not to
because I wear my harness,
safe.
but I don't want the bottom to drop out and I'm dangling 20 feet up in the air, and then I gotta turn the action hero to get down.
Well, see, I got the Summit, the Viper SD, and then they got like this bungee cord that attaches from the bottom and the top part, so it'll attach it. So if something did happen, bottom part doesn't fall all the way to the ground, and you gotta kind of get yourself together, and then you can like hoist it back up.
Yeah, because I know a lot of new hunters. People hit me up all the time and message me that are just starting hunting. And they ask those type of questions, like what would you recommend, climber style or lock on or stand. So a lot of people want to know.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best product to use, and then because. Truthfully, I've been trying to get a tree lounge since I was a kid. That's what I always wanted, a tree lounge.
Not a tree lounge.
You never heard of the tree lounge?
It
used to be a commercial come on. It's an old guy doing sit-ups and dangling off the side of this tree stand called the Tree Lounge Tree Stand. You can look it up after you get through doing this. But the tree lounge it's a simple 2-piece stand that basically they say you can sit in it for hours. Legs won't cramp up, none of that stuff. You bow hunt out of it, rifle hunt out of it.
It is not.
I'm 34 years old, and I remember as a kid, like 11, 12 years old, looking at this and wanting a tree lounge tree stand. Like I don't think they market them like they used to on the hunting shows, but that used to be a stand that everybody wanted. That dude, he would say, I'm up 30 feet in the air so I can see everything comfortable and me leaning off the side of it, doing the sit-up.
Wow. Nah,
so,
I've seen like these saddles like coming back this year. Like a lot of people.
It sort of looks like a saddle, but it's called the Tree Lounge. I know people listening, they'll probably remember it, but it's called the Tree Lounge Tree Stand. Now, I've never seen it in stores or anywhere.
Wow.
I've seen them at the flea market, but that's probably somebody just needs some money to get rid of one. But I think it's something that you just have to get online and order directly from them.
The Tree Lounge Tree Stand.
Yep.
Man.
They got all these attachments you can add to it, canopies and all this stuff.
And you said the guy was 30 feet up in there.
Yeah, 20, 30 feet up. You look up some old videos, they're probably going to be coming from a VHS type look, but they still, I saw somebody in the hunting group post saying, hey, I got a tree lounge, and it looked new. So they most likely still selling them. So, but I've been looking to get a new one. So I'm going to actually try to find that, or like you say, the Summit. I've seen those and they're a pretty good price. But I always try to get a good climber every few years because I'm that guy. I leave some of mine. I just leave them out there all year, wrap them up in the tarp at the end of the season and hide them.
And just leave it out there. Which one are you using now? Which one have you been using?
I can't even tell you the name of it. Something came probably from Academy like 8, 9 years ago, maybe 7 years ago.
Okay.
So once I keep them, I keep them and use them for a while. But, as I'm getting older, you fall, you're not going to bounce like you used to if you hit the ground. So
right.
It's best to spend some money on good equipment and harnesses and everything else. I know younger, you didn't think about grabbing the harness. You just climb up there, or get up in the stand and do whatever. But now, like I say, we're getting older. You have to think safety-wise.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Because I mean, that's the one thing. Like since I started, like I've always loved the ground blind, just because it's so easy. You get in, you got your stuff, and put stuff here and there. But what I'm finding out, the more that I do this, is just to be a little bit more mobile, be able, to actually take the fight, so to speak, to the deer. Like the climber to me is the
Yeah.
best way. Like I know a lot of people like to hang and hunt, and they'll go out there with climbing sticks and a hang on stand and put it up in 10 minutes and hang and hunt and stuff. I just can't. I'm pretty
Yeah, that takes
sure
two.
if I
That's like me.
tried, yeah, if I worked at it, I mean, just like anything, I would imagine, like anything, you work at it, I guess you could get proficient at it. But to me, it just seems too cumbersome, especially for like
Yeah.
for a same day.
Yeah. Plus all the noise you're gonna make. Some of these stands, if you can get it slip in there early in the morning, late in the afternoon, and get up the tree in a matter of 5 minutes and
Right.
be ready to hunt,
Right.
and not clink and make all the noise putting up everything.
All right. So, let's see. The website doesn't match this, but it says HoviesKnivesOfChina.com. I don't know why that's the website. But backyard deer hunting. What happened to the tree lounge stands? And it says, regrettably, the Georgia-based company Tree Lounge that was started by Bob and Margaret Heiss is no longer in business. The Heisses sold their company, but the new owners went bankrupt and got their company back with a load of debt. In addition, they received something of a black eye because the new owners sent production to China, and the resulting stands were not as rugged as the originals.
Okay, forget everything I said.
Bob and Margaret resumed production in the original factory in North Georgia. They reintroduced the original model. Added a line of elusive whitetail Grand Lounge. 40-odd employees were let go. And apparently there's some kind of radio interview on Hovey's Outdoor Adventures radio show.
Well, as much as I would like to trust Bob and Margaret, I don't think I can do that anymore.
So this is what
with the tariffs that have hit us too. Who knows?
Right. This is what's from Hovey's Knives of China when I went to the Google machine. The only other thing that came up. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. What do we got here? Ladder Lounge Tree. I don't know about this. Tree Lounge LLC. Oh, coming soon. Keep posted. Okay, I don't know about that. So you might be.
Yeah, I'm out of luck on that. So I'm gonna go back to what you got, maybe.
Yeah. Let's see. All birds, tree loungers, but those are the world's most comfortable shoes, allegedly. So, all right, that's what we got from the Google machine. So, although I do see a couple of YouTube videos, I might have to check out later on because I honestly have never heard of that. That's awesome. But the picture that I saw on the Hovey's site there, I mean, it basically looks like just like two little bars or whatever, and then you just like it almost looks like a poolside little deal or whatever.
That's it,
man.
But I was too broke back then to buy one, and now,
well,
my parents weren't gonna buy me one, so it was like, hey, Bill, do what you gotta do.
If they sent production to China, then I'm fairly certain if you can get one, it might not cost you too much now.
But your life.
Well, I mean, small price to pay. Oh my God! Wow. All right. Well, learn something new every day because I would have never even thought about that. So. But yeah, so we got the climber. We're gonna go out there and get proficient with that because, like I said, I'm trying to switch it up this year. Get on some of these deer because, as the old saying goes, you can't kill them from the couch. And just sitting by waiting for them in the blind sometimes. While I enjoy being out in the blind, any day in the woods is a good day than not in the woods. But just want that versatility. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but with that blind hunting evenings, it gets a little tricky because the blind, it gets darker in there quicker
Right.
than being in that stand. So
Right.
it's going to cut out probably maybe 10 minutes of your hunt being in that blind, maybe. So like I say, it's just up to preference. If I hunt in the blind, it would be mornings for me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, afternoons, something a little bit more open. That way you can take advantage of the light.
Right, right. Now, you're a compound or a crossbow guy?
Both.
Okay.
I actually picked up a Matthews from Ken this past summer. Practiced shooting it all summer. 3 weeks before season started, I smashed my wrist doing some work. About broke it.
Oh.
So yeah, with that being said, I had to switch to my crossbow. I used a 10-point crossbow, and but that's never let me down. But I was disappointed because I got the Hayline from him, so I was looking forward to shooting that bow. So maybe mid-season I'll be able to use it. But right now, my wrist is done, so I can't even pull back the bow.
Oh, man. Damn.
Yeah.
So with even with the physical therapy and all that stuff, you won't be able to get back.
You smush your arm in a dump truck and a trailer in between there. Yeah, okay. It ain't coming back no time soon.
Yeah, golly, dude.
Yeah, perks of the job.
Damn.
Perks of the job. But yeah, like I say, I like the crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, it's just easier, and I think it just allows other people that maybe would not be able to archery hunt to hunt.
Right. No,
and it gives them the confidence to actually get out there and do it versus making bad shots with a compound bow.
Right. No, exactly.
Because if you get on some of these hunting groups and you hear people got a deer, anybody got a dog. That's all you hear. Anybody got a dog. That'll let you know right there you can't shoot.
Well, have you seen the new hotness? The last couple of weeks have been shooting small deer and deer with still spots or fawns, or either fawns.
No, I had.
Oh man, they've been going crazy. It's about four or five groups I'm in on Facebook, and this girl, she shot a fawn, her first deer. She's all proud. Dad's all proud. Girl couldn't have been no more than about 8 or 9.
Well, I can see an 8 or 9-year-old, but the person taking them knows better to do that, because they're just putting they're teaching them wrong from the beginning. Everybody wants to get a deer,
right.
But still, you gotta teach the ones to shoot and not to shoot,
right. And we all get that, but I mean, because you know how your keyboard warrior friends are. They just lit that poor little girl up, and it's a fairly large group. This group.
Well, guess what? She'll know not to do it next time. Don't stick your hand in the bee's nest.
They. Oh my God! They lit that poor child up, and it was probably, I think, the last time I looked at that thread. I think whoever the admins or whoever runs that group, they had probably kicked out about like 1,000 people just for what they said, bashing.
But like I say, that's
stuff,
good to get. It's good to get kids out there, because it's a guy. I don't know if you ever was it James Jackson?
Yeah,
what's the guy?
Yeah, Jackson.
Yeah. I spoke with him for about an hour and a half one day, and he's just telling me the different things to do, and a lot of the things he told me to do, I actually tried them out and they worked.
Right.
So that's a lot. He's big on off season. So if you don't know what's on your property and keeping up with everything, you can't figure it out in a week.
Right.
So you're not going to kill any big deer. But if you're always out there, even a few times, maybe once or twice during the summer, just checking it out, you still have an idea of what's going on in the woods.
No, that definitely makes sense. I mean, like, even with my property, I try to get out there as much as I can. And what I've found is, I've cut like a couple of trails where I go like with my ATV and stuff, but even better, just get off of those trails and just kind of walking around and seeing you see like a padded down ground where like a bed was or whatever,
Yeah.
or
Because he told
picking
me
up those game trails and stuff.
Yeah, because he even told me, I think one of his spots maybe was either 2 acres or a 9-acre spot.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, you don't need people go out here try to buy 100, 200 acres. You can't hunt all of that if you tried to.
Right.
Just if you see 8 acres for sale, 5 acres for sale around a large amount, you can bring the deer to you because they're going to come to you if you put the right stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he was telling me. He said, stop focusing on large area and just focus on your area that you're at. Because the area that I hunt, I have access to about 200-300 acres that's next to the property that I hunt up here in the upstate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only hunting, I've killed all those big deer on an 1.5 acre spot.
Wow.
Yeah, they come, I've just found out their routine and where they bed at and everything and licking branches and everything. And that's where they come. And I could get on my 4-wheeler and drive 20 minutes back in the woods, but what am I going to spook while I'm getting back there?
Right.
So I just focus on that area and try to bring the deer to me and know their routine and be there when they're there.
Man.
Because some of those bucks I get on camera, they're only there for 3 to 4 days. And I was talking with Ken, and Ken was telling me that too. He said, you see a good buck, he's only going to be there for 3 or 4 days on this round, and he's gone.
Yeah. I have heard. It's like once you see him, you only got like a couple of days to get on him. Now he might come back, but
yeah, it'll come back. It'll be lucky if nobody else gets him.
Right.
Well, with my luck, it's only me and another guy to hunt that property. And this past week, he sent me a picture of one that I had on my camera, and he was holding it. So with that being said, you don't have a lot of time. He sent me a picture. He said, hey, look at this 8-point I got. It's probably scored in the 120s.
Man.
And it was something that I had on camera for a few days, and like it just disappeared. And he told me, he's like, hey, I got this one. But he said it was the monsters with that one that he couldn't get a shot at. And those were the other ones that I had on camera. Yeah. So he probably won't see those again on his side, which is probably about 500 yards, 600 yards away.
Man, at least not until November.
Well, I got all the does on my side. I made sure of that. So he's gonna be out of luck in a few months.
No,
and he's gonna be the guy that's saying that all he's seeing is squirrels.
Now, how did you, quote unquote, make sure of that?
Oh, that's when you gotta be that corn guy just to keep your does around.
Right. Yeah. No,
that I hate to say it, but that's what you got to do sometimes just to keep them in the area.
Yeah. No, the corn and the supplemental feed will definitely keep a nice population of does, and that's kind of how I've always just gone about it here. It's just like, I remember the first year I bought my property, I used to get so upset because it's like, I see all these damn does. Like, where are the bucks? And then I was talking to a guy, and he was just like, as long as you got the ladies, that's all you got to worry about. It's like they'll show up. They'll
eventually show up.
Yep.
They will eventually show up. But like I say, that gives you a chance to keep them there. And then you know where they're going to come. So that's when you get on the edge and you cut the bucks off, getting to where the doe are going to be before they can get there. So that way you don't spook your doe when you shoot a buck. And the doe still stay around. That's what I always try to do, is cut the bucks off on their way to where the doe usually are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I try to get in the middle and cut them off before they get to where the corn's at, instead of hunting directly over the corn.
Right. No, that makes total sense. Yeah, no, those hunting groups, man, they're good sometimes for like information. Like I've gotten some good information out of some of those groups, and just, back and forth chatting with some people. But I mean, it's just like anything else. You want to find some of the lowest of the low. They are in those groups.
Yeah, that's where you go. And another thing to ask you, you say you have an ATV. I have a side-by-side, Kubota side-by-side.
Mm-hmm.
It's a diesel, and I got a 4-wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been thinking about getting rid of my 4-wheeler and switching to a golf cart, a raised golf cart. I don't know if you've seen any other guys using the raised golf carts, because they're a lot quieter.
Yes.
When it comes to getting in the woods, because 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, you can hear that thing from a mile away.
Yeah, no, you still, even with a side-by-side or like with a normal side-by-side or with a ATV, yeah, there's no, I don't care how slow you go, you gonna
It's still,
still tearing, yeah, into the woods. But no, those, I've seen the quiet carts, I've seen the quiet cart bicycles, I've seen the quiet like golf carts or like the quiet cart ATVs. They're like, I think like electric or something like that. Me personally, I would love to get one if I could afford one, but I need for that technology to like branch into some more hands where the price can come down. Cause right,
yeah, I see a lot of guys getting the used golf carts and just changing suspension, putting off-road tires on them and going from there.
yeah, like just get like a basic old
Just a
golf cart.
basic
Yeah,
easy go or something and slap some big wheels on it. Because as a kid, that's on my uncle's farm. That's all we used was the rabbit hunt.
Okay.
My cousin would drive, and I would sit there. We plow through the fields, jumping rabbits, and taking them out. So, like I say, it's just I've been hunting my entire life. So I was lucky to have an uncle that had about 120 acres.
Oh wow.
And then my grandparents had 80 acres. So I was always squirrel and rabbit hunting before anything. I didn't start deer hunting until I was about 15 to 16.
Wow. Now,
So
what kind of farm? What kind of farm were they running?
Just cows and hogs.
Okay.
That's what he had. But yeah, that's what I grew up on. So we just being outside, you kind of see it all, and that's what kids don't get to have now, is to get out and about like that. Because number one, they're building stuff everywhere, taking all the land away.
Right.
And number two, they don't have anybody to take them that actually knows what they're doing. Because a lot of the people that taught me, they're old or gone.
Right.
So, and it's up to us. We're at the age now we gotta teach the younger crew about it. Because once they go one time, they always want to go. It might seem, I'll never want to do that. But once you take somebody one time and they actually see something or get something,
right,
whether it be hunting or fishing, they always want to go.
Yeah, because see, that's how my kids are with fishing. Like, my daughter wants no part of hunting, but she loves to go fishing. My son will go fishing. He'll go hunting with me too, but he's had more success fishing, and that's what he enjoys doing. But with having my property, it's funny because, like I grew up in the country as well, and I grew up, fishing with my great aunt. Didn't really do a lot of hunting until, I got older or whatever. But what's been fun for us is just being out there in the woods and just kind of figuring it out together and just kind of like, looking at stuff. And, like I said, we've gone out there, we've rabbit hunted, we've gone out there, squirrel hunted. It's probably the world's shortest squirrel hunt because as soon as we set like 2 steps into the woods, the skies open up. But it's just the fact of getting out there, and just going through stuff. So I agree, though. Like, when you just gotta get out there, that's the biggest thing. Just get out there. Yeah.
Like I said, I was lucky to have people take me. My dad took me, and my grandpa, once he was retired at 60, I was probably 11, 12 years old. That's all we did. And plus, he was ex-military.
Oh, wow.
So when it comes to shooting, that was all we did.
Right.
He would get strike anywhere matches or golf balls and set them on tees, and that's how I practiced. I didn't have a scope. He was like, you don't need a scope. So most of my shooting, like I told you last time we talked, I used that old 30-30 like once or twice a year.
Right.
And that's what I used. That's the gun he gave me. So I always take it out maybe once or twice. And every time I've taken that gun out, I've killed a buck. Open sights.
Man.
So, but yeah, that's what I learned how to shoot with. And having a scope is just a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to actually getting out there, like I say, once you start going a lot, you want to try to challenge yourself. That's why I started trying to bow hunt, just for it to be more of a challenge. Because with the rifle, you see it, you can shoot it, whether 10 feet away or 200 yards away.
Right.
So it's trying to continue to learn, but yet still challenge yourself. So when somebody asks you something, you can actually give them a good answer to try to help them out. Right. There's no reason to withhold too much information. You know, if it's somebody new, I tell them more information than somebody that hunts all the time. Because you've had the time to do your research versus the new person that's gonna go out. You know, you see them go out in Cabela's, they spend $3,000 buying stuff. When really all you need is a gun, bullets, camo, cover spray.
Right.
To get started.
Right. Or
it's just like
if you bow, like when I bought my first, I remember I bought my first bow. I bought a Bear Cruiser from Bass. I got a target and I got some arrows. And
yeah. And like I say, if you had known Ken Brown before that, he would have told you exactly what to get, and you'd have skipped some headaches. But like I say, luckily I know him, and that's all he does is bow hunt. So he's taught me a lot about it. But before that, I wasn't going in the woods until October 15th. So imagine the deer I've missed out on not bow hunting. Yeah. For all those years.
And see that it was, I don't know what it was about it. It was just like I got to it one day. It was just like I got tired of doing like the video games and stuff like that, because I was big into like the sports video games and Maddens and whatnot. And it was just like after a while I just got tired of it. And I don't golf. Like there's nothing about golf that is appealing to me. And
that's walking. That's called walking.
I mean, and drinking. I mean, you can drink, but other than that, there was nothing appealing about golf to me. And I just picked up a bow, and the first time I picked it up, and I was just like, yeah, I can do this. And then once, it's one of those things like you just get so immersed into it, and then it really does become like a drug. Like every time you get a chance, it's like I want to shoot, even if it's only like a couple of arrows, at least just to shoot. And then I think this season has probably been the most excited that I've been for deer season since I've been doing this. Like just all summer long.
Well, you're finally home to do
it. Exactly. All summer long, doing all the work, seeing all the, the animals and seeing all the deer and seeing where they are and all this other stuff. It's just like, okay, when, September gets here, it's going to be on. So it's definitely been something that I've enjoyed. Now, up there for you, do you do any waterfowl hunting or any like ducks, geese, or anything like that?
I've never been in my life. Wow. The only duck that I got was from my uncle's pond during duck season, and that was with a pellet gun. And I was a kid, and it's on the wall. So, like I said, we were wild. Awesome. We were wild as kids. So imagine how we got that duck out the pond in December. January. So imagine how how we got that thing out the pond. It was freezing cold. Man. So, but yeah, I got a mallard on the wall now at my parents' house. But that's the only duck that I've gotten. I've yet to go.
Turkey. How was your turkey season?
Turkey season. I see them all during deer season. Turkey season rolls around. I don't see anything.
Man,
I can't call. I got a buddy that he calls. He can call.
Mm-hmm.
Great, and he gets them. But like I say, when turkey season starts, that's when my busy time starts. So that's springtime.
Okay.
So I'm cranking it up. Work wise.
Gotcha.
I really don't have time to just get out there.
Yeah,
and do it.
That still stands as my single greatest accomplishment so far, is calling in 5. They weren't Easterns. They were Miriams.
You were in
Nebraska.
Wisconsin? Nebraska. I saw the picture. I knew you somewhere.
Yeah.
Out there.
Called in 5 mirrors, and I still kind of wonder, how good that was, how much of that might have been a fluke, because Miriams and Rios you can call all day, and usually they'll respond or whatever if they're nearby. But calling in those 5 and plucking one off with a bow, and then last year I shotgun hunted last year. Like I didn't even. I think I shot at maybe 2 turkeys with a bow last year and missed them both.
That'll make you put it down. Question for you.
Yeah.
What type of broadhead do you like to use?
Right now I got the no collar Rage, because I've been hearing about, people have sold Rage like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then since you don't have the band and the band or the shock collar on the new ones, you can just close them up and they stay closed. That's what I got now, and that's what I want to use. But before that, I was using swackers. I've killed deer, hog, and turkeys with swackers.
Yeah, that's all I use is swacker, and they hadn't ran no further than 10 yards.
Yeah, 100 grain swackers.
2-inch.
Yep, 2-inch cut with the little green one. I call them little green hornets. But yeah, deer, hogs, and turkeys with swackers. The hog one was the one that I was kind of like, okay, that's impressive, because you hear all the stories about shooting hogs with mechanicals and stuff like that. But for me, my
seems to get through there.
It gets through. Well, shot placement. The more I'm starting to pay more and more. Not that I wasn't before, but I'm starting more and more shot placement. If you put it where you get it where you want it to go, you get that broadhead there, and you miss all the bone and all the bullshit, you'll be okay. Yeah. Put it in the vital. So, but yeah, and it was a nice size hog too. But yeah, deer, hogs, and turkey swackers. And like I said, the rage, I just like the fact that you don't have to worry about those bands and stuff, especially taking them in and out your quiver and whatnot. Because like I say, they're no collar. They're basically the same technology as those NAP, whatever the 2-blade NAPs used to be, whatever they call those. It's basically the same like technology. You push them in and they stay closed, and they open up obviously when they hit the hide or whatever. But I haven't shot anything with them yet. Like I said, I want to use them, see how they go, and if they go, they'll be great. I always know that my swackers are going to be good. So yeah,
that's all I use, because like I say, I'm not. Sometimes I rush shots when I should wait. But with the swacker, I know even if I do hit bone, it's going to pretty much take them out for the most part.
Yeah, the swackers. And then the funny thing that I had to learn just in general with equipment, and when I say it, it's going to sound like you're just going to be like, well, duh. But it's like, get something, especially like talking about like a bow or a gun or whatever, get something. Once you're comfortable with it, stick with it. Just let it go. Like I can admit I got caught up in the hype. And so I went from a bear, and then I went to a Halon, Matthews Halon. Love my Matthews Halon. When the freaking Triax came out last year, I was like, ooh, I want to get a Triax. I got a Triax, shot it, killed the turkey with it, and then shot it a couple more times, and I'm just like, you know what? This ain't really working. Let me go back to my Halon. Same thing with my shotgun. Like, I was a Mossberg guy when I started. For whatever reason, I just liked Mossbergs and shot them well. And then it was just like the Super Black Eagle 3 came out, and I was like, ooh, I want a Benelli. And that gun didn't fit me, and it didn't feel as good, and I sold it, and I stick with my Mossbergs.
That's how I'm with my rifle. I'm still shooting the same rifle I got when I was 16.
Yeah. See,
Savage 270. Everybody laughs at 270. But like I say, only thing I've done is refinish it, put new scope on it. I probably need to buy a new one because that barrel's probably not rifled anymore. From all the shooting that I've done.
Right.
So I'll probably buy one this year, but I'm most likely go back with another Savage just because.
It's what you know. It works. And it's what you know. And that's what, like I said, I had to kind of learn the hard way. And I still, talking to people, I kind of remind them, like, I'm still kind of new to this. I've been doing it for a little bit, but I'm still, relatively newer than most people. So there are things that I'm kind of figuring out and learning on my own and whatnot. But that was one of the things. Was just like, okay, you found your weapon of choice. Stick with your weapon of choice. Now, broadheads and all this other stuff, you can kind of futz around with a little bit, but that primary.
Yeah, but once you shoot something and it don't go down, you don't find it, and you cry a few weeks.
Right.
It'll make you,
Yeah. So it's just like, don't overthink it. Like, once you got something you like, stick with it, ride it till the wheels fall off. So.
Yep.
But man, are you still doing any of your comedy? Is there any time left for comedy, or you just?
Yeah. like I say, I tell everybody that they ask me every now and then. I'll go to the Comedy Zone here in Greenville and do some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I did something, I believe, was this time last year.
Wow.
So, like I say, I just don't have the time. I did a little competition. This is my first time doing something back. Probably I'd taken a year break. I'll pop up. They have a competition, and I'll place first or second. So I'm actually good at it when I put the effort to it. But like I say, I hate to say this, you gonna be broke if you're doing comedy. But if you're trying to make money in it, everything takes time.
Right.
And
right.
It's what do you want to do? You want to just do it for fun, or you want to try to do it and be Kevin Hart?
Right.
So it takes years to get to be Kevin Hart, just like it takes years to figure out how to hunt.
I was about to
if
say,
you put the time in it, you're gonna be good.
Right.
And right now, I like to buy stuff.
don't we all? Especially,
I like to buy stuff.
And
if I was still stuff. If I was doing comedy, I'd be out here with a slingshot. So, with that being said, I do it when I get the urge. And, I do it for fun. I might do it for a month or two straight and then just stop.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody wondering why I stopped. And I just tell them, hey, I got it out my system and now it's time to get back at it. But like I say, it takes a lot of time because you just don't want to go up there and embarrass yourself either.
Right. And
so you just hop out there and unprepared.
It's going to show.
Something's going to come up. It's going to show. And that's with anything. So that's why I say you can always pinpoint something back to hunting. If you go out there unprepared and your equipment's not good, which is with comedy, your equipment's not good, and something bad going to happen.
Right. No, you're 100% correct about that. No.
And that's your self-esteem.
That's true.
That's the only way. That's the only way I can put it, because it's been times I've practiced and go out there and win a competition, place first or second, and then I might lose a set of keys from something that I got to do, and I got a comedy show that night, and I find them 10 minutes before the show. I might as well not even show up because my mind's not on it. Right. I get up there and just
you already
jump off
your
cliff.
game.
Yeah, it's already off your game because your mind's been thrown off. So,
I know I was gonna ask you, when you took a trip, was it Aruba that I saw?
No, I recently went to Brazil.
Brazil, that's what it was. Did you? I know it was kind of like a lounging and you just kind of chilling or whatever. But did you get a chance to scope out any kind of hunting? Is there any kind of hunting excursions or anything down there?
No, I didn't see that. But growing up, we watched the fishing shows of the peacock bass. Mm-hmm. If I went back, that's something that I would want to do.
Gotcha.
Is do the peacock bass, because the peacock bass, they're like 20 pounders, 15-pound bass that they're catching.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I did see in Costa Rica they do those iguana hunts. Like they have in Florida.
Yeah.
So you can go on iguana hunts with like little 22 rifles in Costa Rica. I know you can pay and do that. That's something that I would want to do. Yeah. And that's in Costa Rica. But as far as getting in water, they got crocodiles down there. So because last time I went there, I saw some massive ones. So. Yeah, with that being said, I won't get near any water in Costa Rica unless it's the beach. But
was that like around the resort or like on a tour or something, or what?
No, we were just going from one side to another. We stopped at a bridge, and they call it Crocodile Bridge, heading to like Jaco Beach in Costa Rica, and you just look off the bridge, look straight down.
Wow.
30, 40 of them just right under the bridge, 12, 14 foot long.
Now, how high up is the bridge?
Oh, it's pretty high. It's probably 20, 30 feet up. So, but you're going to hold that side when you walk.
Yeah.
You're going to walk on it and not stand on the ledge. Like, because, you go in there, it's a wrap.
Wow.
But that's why, like I say, I like to travel and stuff just to see different things. But as far as like when I went to Brazil, I didn't see that. I've been to Colombia, South America. I don't think hunting's too big there. Maybe it is. I just don't know.
I think Argentina's supposed to be big for like their duck hunts and stuff. Like Argentina.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those on TV and everything. But that's something that I want to do. I would like to go to Africa. I see a lot of guys in the groups
Yep.
I think you might be part of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much it costs, but like I say, once again, I don't think comedy would get me. My state of comedy would get me to Africa to hunt.
Well, I mean, when you running a successful landscaping business, I think you'd be all right.
Yeah, but I don't know if I could pay that much money just to go there. Like I say, I would like to. So if anybody hearing this would like to sponsor me and you, sponsor us to go, it would be a fun trip to record. So if anybody out there listening that's just got some money to invest or give us, it'll be worth your time.
Make sure you hit up Mr. Jeff Caldwell.
Yes, please do.
Email, DM, phone, carrier pigeon, whatever.
You got to come too. That way it can be recorded. So we got to have quality.
I can do that. It's funny because like I'm sitting here and every year I kind of go through and I jot down like a little list of stuff that I want to do, and then I try to see how close I can get to it. And this year it's going to be interesting because, when I was in Wisconsin, I had a lot more freedom, even though, I was just working with one team or whatever, on the off days and getting stuff done. Like I had, didn't have to worry about, like kids and stuff like that because I was away. So, but that helped me to be able to plan like trips so I could go to Kansas, like from Wisconsin, or drive like to Arkansas or whatever. But I got a couple of trips that I'm looking at. I just got to wait and see how the work schedule is going to shake out and see how I can pull them off. But it's a couple of them that I got listed down there that I want to try to pull off this year. Yeah,
and anytime you're more than welcome to shoot up 85 here. You're in Atlanta, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're only hour 45 minutes away.
So I might be
hour and 45 minutes away, and we got plenty of land and plenty of deer. So
I might be standing on your doorstep. I gotta wait till we make a comeback though, and try to get one against Clemson before I come up there because I can't listen to Ken's mouth for a whole weekend.
You seen what happened to Clemson this past weekend.
That's
so
what I'm saying. There's a chance. There's
a big chance. So I don't know what Clemson was thinking about this past weekend, but they were about to be on Hartwell doing some fishing.
Yeah.
Because there ain't going to be no national championship. They had got beat by North Carolina.
So we'll see we'll see how that goes. But man, I appreciate your time. Like I said, I'm glad we got a chance to do this. We definitely gonna do it again because I know you're gonna have some more good stuff for me and be pulling some deer out of them forests up in the upstate. One more time, let folks know where they can find all your stuff at.
You can find me at ja.caldwell, and that's my Instagram. So if you want to see any of my hunting pictures or videos, I post them all on there. I try not to post any crazy, funny memes on that one. I'm not going to even tell the other one. So for hunting purposes, if you would like to see my Instagram, ja.caldwell.
Quick, you told me, and it's something that I remember from our first conversation, it has been 100% true. I can post like the greatest picture or the most like inspirational quote or whatever the case is. Like you can post it, and it'll get, maybe like, I don't know, 7,500 likes, whatever the case is. Man, you post a meme about anything. And you will get like 100 or get like thousands of likes or comments from people you ain't never heard of, people tagging each other. It's something that's always stuck out to me. It's bananas. Like I've posted, the only thing that might come close to the response of memes on social media is maybe deer pictures, depending on what kind of deer it is.
Yeah, deer pictures. I can say those two that I got that I'm holding.
Anytime of the year.
If I post those two that I got, thousands of likes. I might post one just as soon as we get off here, so anybody that comes and sees the page can see how many likes and see that everything that I'm saying is true.
It's bananas.
I make a collage of them.
It's bananas. Like I can post pictures with my kids. I can post us like working in the woods or whatever, or just having a good time, whatever the case is, and it'll be like, oh, okay. You post like a cartoon or a meme or something, it's just like people come out the woodworks. I don't understand it, but it's damn sure true.
Yep.
So, all right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm gonna holler at you later.
All right.
I appreciate you.
Okay. Take it easy.
All right, no.
Bryant Land.
Once again, thanks to JA Caldwell for coming by, stopping by the BLCP, having a little conversation with your boy. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed recording it. Before I get ready to get up on out of here, I just want to remind you guys, BryantLandCountry.com. BryantLandCountry.com is the website. One-stop shopping. We got your Bryant Land merch. We got all the Bryant Land Country podcasts. And we got videos, blogs, just things that we've put together. All kinds of content material for you guys. You can get it one-stop shopping at the BryantLandCountry.com, BryantLandCountry.com website. So make sure you go check that out. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to get out of here. Hope you guys have enjoyed another spectacular episode of the BLCP. We're going to come back next week with another episode that's going to be fire. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll catch up. Have a great week, and I'll see you back here on another episode of the Bryant Land Country Podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Bryant Land Country Podcast, hosted by AB3. Please leave us a positive review and 5-star rating on iTunes. Be sure to check out our podcast section on our website, BryantLandCountry.com, for previous podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at Official Bryant Land and Twitter at 3BryantLand. This has been an AB3 Media production. Join us next time for another edition of the Bryant Land Country Podcast.